All right, back here at my Mr. President desk. Having a great time with this game, and now I got a lot of time to play and concentrate. It's having a great time when you have some free time. That's what it's all about. 14-hour days for history for a little while. We got about a week or a few days left to go after the holidays, and that's rare. Usually after the holidays, they cut my season off till March. But we're down here ready to take us to domestic actions. And I've been looking through this. Number one, we're going to track a terror target in CONUS. So we're gaining intel on our domestic terror groups. We have one terror group that is in the middle. I don't know what that's called. Locating spot during an activation in which a domestic action may be taken. One action. We have two. One allows to choose a terror group on the continental United States. Make a Homeland Security check. All right, let me check that out, and we'll be right back. All right, Homeland Security number is 7, so we need a 7 or less. Pass. Ooh, and we just did. All right. Move the terror counter, or the terror group, one box to the right on the CONUS intel track, or into the gathering box. Okay, so he's already in there. So we got him on a targeting spot. Give me a little zoom in there. There you go. He was on the locating spot. We moved that terror group into the targeting, so now we can target him for a raid. Now here we can go down here. We have a terrorist target raid, but I was going to try to do something else here that we don't really do domestically. Ooh, addressing a lingering domestic issue would put us up to 0. Attempting to stimulate the economy. Where was it I was looking at? Use my bully pulpit to support our rally support our against the bill in Congress. We have education reform there. Pending bills, and I haven't done anything domestically. Let me check this out. We'll be right back. All right. Address the lingering domestic issue, I think is what we're going to do. Resolve a lingering domestic issue before they cause long-term negative effects and auto loss. Oh yeah, don't want that to happen. During an activation segment in which domestic actions may be taken, you may only take this action if the domestic crisis level is 0. Yes, that's what happens when your domestic crisis level is at 0. We're loving life. All right, we'll take full advantage of that. Make a cabinet effectiveness check. Ooh, okay, let me check that out real quick. We'll be right back. All right, well, like any other track, it says, I guess we make a cabinet effectiveness, and we need a 5 or less. Or D10. 5 or less. Passes. Yes! That's what it's all about in this game. Alright, so we passed the cabinet effectiveness check. Oh, die roll modifiers. We didn't hit that, so we're starting off with a 3. -1 if address domestic crisis is the #1 POTUS cabinet focus. Are we good or what? So it's -1, so it's now a 2. If you have domestic focus as the POTUS attribute, no. -1 if your public approval is 60% or higher. Ours is at 70, so we get it's at a 1 now. +2 to all rolls representing a high difficulty of dealing with lingering crisis that has gone unattended. Huh. All rolls representing the high difficulty of dealing. Alright, well it's a +2 then. Or was it a +1? We see we had a -1 for this. So it's a 1. Then a +2, so it'll be a 3. Alright, so that still passes because we needed a 5 or less. Alright. So it passes. Here you go. Decrease lingering domestic issue track by 1. Box +3 public approval. Our public approval is maxed off the chart. We will love this when it goes down to 0 on our. Yeah. Oh, you just gotta have a great time with this game. I mean, I don't know. I think the what do you call it? The shine on Mr. President's gone off. We don't see many videos on it, but I am loving the heck out of this game. I'm glad I got time off, and I can play a bunch of it. All right, what we got going on there? That was great. That was good for us here. Oh, now did we do our 2? Yeah, we did both of them. 2 domestic actions. Legislative segment. All right, we like that. Let me check out the legislative segment if I have time. It's daddy daycare around here when I'm off work. I gotta take care of the old honeydews and everything, but yeah, we still have plenty of time to play, so I'll check this out. We'll be right back. Alright, kind of liking this formula for moving bills. You add the number here of all my congressional friends, it's a 6. I subtract their number here is a 3. So it means I still have a +3 rating. It says it's treat the results as greater than 3 or less than 3. I have a greater is 3, okay, and -3 respectively. If the result is positive, it's a plus, you may move that number of bills one box in either direction of the pending bills track. That's great. 3 of them I could do, thus increasing or diminishing their support in Congress. If the result was negative, it wasn't, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, let me do that real quick. Look at my bills here. Yeah, all tax reform. I can move all 3 of them. I'm moving all 3 of them then to the right. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh, support. So I'm going to go this way. I see here. -2. Okay, let me check this out real quick. You may move that number of bills, either yours or opponents, one box in either direction, depending. Okay, one box. We'll move them all over here to a better way to support. The box here we were in, we're in 0, which means moderate support, opposition. But we're going this way. There you go. All right, that was great. Attempt to pass pending bills. All right, awaiting passage in Congress. No more than 5 bills allowed. All right, well, we'll pass them. Let me check that out. We'll be right back. All right, then. This is new territory for me. This is great. Enjoying the heck out of this. The number of current box. Number in the current box in the bipartisan cooperation section is the number of bills you may now attempt to pass. My bipartisan cooperation box is this one here, which says 1. So I can pass one of these bills or try to pass it. Next depends on the control of Congress. You can see party control of Congress is a split party control. So it says if the control is split, roll a d6, see who chooses the first bill to pass. Even you, odd the opponents. Then alternate parties until you have made the indicated number of attempts. Huh. Let me see. All right, well, let me check this out. I'll be right back. All right, well, all these bills are my bills. There's none that are flipped over to the opponent's side, so these are all my bills. So I could roll a d6. Odd, I think it's them. Ooh, odd, my opponents. So I don't know what we're gonna do here. If control is split, roll d6, blah, 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 on you, then alternate between parties until you made the indicated number of attempts. Oh, shoot. Let me check this out real quick. Be right back. My bad. So the attempt was 1 because it's up here. So we'll make 1 attempt to pass the top bill, I guess. To attempt to pass a bill, roll d6 and apply the die roll modifiers from the pending box and the bill is currently in. Oh, -1. All right, on this d6. Let's just roll and see what we get. I think low numbers are always good in this game. Ooh, where are you hiding at? Oh, here we go. 1. All right. All right. Die roll modifiers. Depending on -1 is a 0. So die roll pending box currently in. If modified result is 1 and 3, the bill is passed and is sent to you to sign or veto. Well, let me check this out real quick. I think we'll pass one of these bills. It'll probably be the top is one, which is public is education reform, and ours is education reform. So I might sign on. It looks like I'm going to pass education reform and sign it. So let me check this out real quick. All right, so I'm pretty sure education reform is everybody's #1 priority. I'm seeing that right. I adjusted it to go with the public, which was a wise choice. So now we'll put education reform into this past legislation. Now I have to look through this booklet and find out what happens. If sign or veto, if no bills are passed, blah, blah, blah. For bills that are passed, roll on the Effects of the past legislation table, D5. Oh, effects of past legislation, all kinds of die roll modifiers. Let me check this here on out. I'll be right back. All right, I guess we get this roll on the quality of the bill and the legacy points we get. -1 on the die roll for my party relations. Each time you spell, oh, die roll modifiers. If bipartisan counter is on the rightmost track, cooperation, it's not. All right, +1 if the bipartisan counter is in the leftmost track, contentious, which is it not. So we don't get any die roll modifiers. We'll roll this. We need us, of course, in this game, a low number. And we will be rolling a D6, it says. So we need a good low number for this bill that we just passed. The effects of the past legislation, which was education reform. Low number. Oh, it looks good. Oh, it's a 4. Right here, 2 to 5. Good bill. We'll look underneath the good bill for education reform. And the only thing we get out of that is public approval. My public approval is already up. So this is my first passed legislation. Yay! Public or education reform. That'll work. All right. Now, if I would have rolled lower, I would have got all these bennies. If I would have rolled high, mass demonstrations. All right. We'll take that. +2 public approval. And that is what this game is all about. We're having a great time. All right. So we did all that. Sign a veto. Plus adjust legislative priorities, implement any effects of the bill. If you veto it, blah, 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 return the bill. We didn't veto it, so we're good. If you pass, assign a landmark bill only. If we don't do that, always use the most moderate side of the counter. You're playing an easier game. We're not worried about that. Always most radical side. We're not playing a normal, harder game. Yeah. How the sausage is made. Roll 1d6 now. And refer to the congressional moving and drama table. D6. All right. Oh, this must be the domestic booklet. All right, let me check this out. We'll be right back. For this roll, we won't be getting the top two because the bipartisan cooperation is an extreme on either side. Relations with Congress is at 8. So we will get a -1. -1 of public approval, so we'll get -2 on this die roll. Yes. All right, here you go. Congressional maneuvering and drama. There you go. We're looking for a low number, of course, in this game. It's a D6. Low number, -2. Oh, sending stuff flying. Could be hazardous. All right, here we go. Let's get it. Oh, it's a 3. Let's see here. 3 result. Congressional agenda. Add a new bill matching the highest public priority that isn't already in pending bills. Do as opponent's legislation. Okay. If the bill is one of your 3 priorities, add 2 action points. All right, let me check this out, and I'll be right back. So what we're doing here is adding a bill according to the public's priorities that isn't already in the box. So we got education reform, infrastructure, and tax reform already in there. So public priorities, education, tax, expanding NASA funding is next. So we're introducing NASA funding into the pending bills, and it's got an opponent's marker on there. So that's their bill that they're trying to. And to be honest with you, yeah, screw NASA. That's a goofy one. I love it. All right. Let me see. If the bill is one of your administration's 3 priorities, you get 2 action points. I don't think it is. Yeah. Administration. Yeah. We don't have nothing about NASA. We ain't worried about that. At least I'm not. All right, so we don't get the 2 action points if all public priority bills are already in the pending. If all public priority bills are already in the pending bills area, move the opponent's legislation 1 box to the left. Public priorities. It's education, tax reform, NASA, infrastructure, and job creation. No, they're not all in there, so they don't get that one. All right. Well, that'll be that then. So there you go. My opponents have introduced a bill to increase NASA funding, something we are not worried about because it's not part of my administrative prioritize. There you go, before we clash with the public on that. All right, so there you go. This is Keller. Oh, introduce new bills. Okay, domestic as our product, make an additional bipartisan bill currently in Leffel's box. All right, we did that 5. Now we're in 6. Remove all bills currently in the cannot be passed box. We don't have any in there. And place them in the unused. You may now voluntarily remove any of your non-opponent's bills currently in any box in the pending bills segment. Why would I want to do that? Because you can never have more than 5 bills in the pending bills section. You sometimes want to remove a bill that is lower priority. Now I got all my higher priority ones in there, so we don't want to do that. The number in the current box of the bipartisan cooperation segment is the number of bills that are now introduced. Ooh, it's 1. All right, let me get up to date on this big long section, and I'll condense it down for you. All right, well, what I'm doing here, I didn't remove any bills, but the number in the current box of the bipartisan cooperation section is the number of bills that are now introduced. Bipartisan cooperation number is 1, so we'll introduce 1 bill. If your opponent controls both houses, choose the opponent's legislations, which they don't. If control is split, which it is, we rolled a D6. I rolled a 1, which meant that we'll choose the first bill introduced that the opponent, that our opponents want. Well, we go up here to public legislation priorities, and they're all taken care of, except this one down here, job creation package. So that is one we'll pull it up here as a job creation package, but it'll now be introduced as an opponent's legislation. So there you go. The box is introduced by a party controlling both houses. Place the bill in the +1 box. If the bill or bills your opponent has introduced in the 0 box of the pending bills tracked on the board, if there is split control. So there's split control, so we put it there in 0. That's it for that. Now we'll move on to number 7. I'm going to call this not to call it a video, but take a little break here. I got some dinner and everything else to get ready for. That's the way it is in GWDG channel, but it'll be just a little snap, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, happy holidays. We are taking a little break from the what do you call it, rat race, I guess, for the holidays, getting gifts. Fortunately or unfortunately, I think it's unfortunate because I'm the type of guy that likes a big blizzard on Christmas. It's always been my dream to have a blizzard on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but it's going to be a nice, balmy 60, 70 degrees here, and I'm taking full advantage. And I have been cleaning out the gutters, doing yard work, cleaning decks, cleaning houses. I'm doing more work than I do when I'm usually at work. So I'm going to take me a little bit of a break here. I think we're all set to go for a nice, quiet Christmas Eve. I get to sit down here. It's good times for me when I get to play a little bit of Mr. President and other war games down here in the war room section of the man cave. Not for long, of course. I only got so much time. We're going to try to sneak us in a few little turns here. We're on our perform legislative segment still. And we've signed or vetoed bills, add legislative friends or opponents, introduce new bills. Now we will determine the meter result. Let me go through this and find out what's it entailed. I've already looked through this again, but that was about a day or so ago when I was sitting down playing. And sometimes I feel like sitting down and just enjoying the game without recording, but then I feel like I kind of get into it more when I record. It's mostly a recording for myself, like I said on my introduction to my channel. It's mostly a diary of my own little game experience in case I ever want to go back and see how to play a game. Let me check this out real quick, and we'll be right back with the determine the media result of my legislative segment. All right, here it's basically telling me to compare the media ratings of all friends and opponents and move my public approval that number of boxes with a max of 3 boxes in your favor. So we'll see here. Zoom feature. Media 1, media 2. So it's a net +1, so I'm guessing I can move my public approval up 1, but it's maxed out. I'm as high as you can go. I'm as popular as a president can be in this game. So that was kind of moot. Worthless. Let's see what goes on there. Tie, no change. If the result is a max of 3 boxes are against the player, also adjust media relations by 1 box higher for 3+. So we weren't 3+, we were just a 1+. Next, scandal investigation. Skip if no scandals. Luckily, we got rid of our scandalous Secretary of Defense. We X'd him out, so we have no scandals. Adjust the bipartisan cooperation. Examine all the friends' opponents. If there are more moderates than radicals, oh, okay. Friends and opponents. Moderates, radical, moderates. Huh. Examine all the friend opponents. If there are more moderates than radicals. So we got 2 radicals. And I'm going to figure this out. Let me check this out real quick. Be right back. All right, I'm with you. So it just takes a while to sink on in. You want to add up everything here. So we have 1, 2, 3 radicals and 2 moderates. So the radicals outnumber the moderates. It says if there are more radicals than moderates, move cooperation left by 1 box. All right, bipartisan cooperation is going back to contentious. That's one thing we were wanting to get a little bit on over there. So we're contentious now. Now we're at 10, which is called legislative momentum. Perform 1 intermediate free action of any type for each of your, not opponent's, bills. Free action of any type for each of your bills that were passed and signed during this activation segment. Okay. There you go. We signed the education reform bill. Let me check this out again, and I'll let you know the gist of it. Alright, basically like it says, I get to perform 1 free action for each bill I pass. I only passed 1 bill, so I'll get to take 1 free legislative action. Let me see here. Legislative procedures. I think that's just going to be in the domestic master actions. And the presidential master actions underneath the any or the domestic. If I'm interpreting that right, they really don't say. Perform your immediate free action of any type for each of your, You also get an immediate free action if you confirm the Supreme Court justice. We did not, or pass the Greater Society Bill. Commie Bill, this activation segment, we did not. All right, we'll be back. All right, well, I was going to encourage bipartisanship in Congress because that just went down, but we got a terror group in a targeted box. We're going to go ahead and raid that. We'll look underneath D12, our books, and we got all our books set up over here. This is the way I got the game set up. Nice little order in every chain. There you go. All our actions, as a matter of fact. We'll put this one back. This will be a domestic master action. There you go. Or does it have to be legislative? Well, let's say it's return support pending bills, attempt pending bills. Let me check this out real quick. Yeah, you know how these games go. It can be legalese. Perform 1 immediate free action of any type. Any type. So it doesn't even have to be domestic. It can be any of these actions here. But we're going to go after that terror group that we got targeted. And that was, what was that again? D12. Look over here. We'll be right back. All right, then. We've done this before. We've been here before with disastrous results. As a matter of fact, that's what happened to my Secretary of State. Our raid was total failure. Had a lot of casualties. So, Dyro modifiers. -1 if my Homeland Security rating is 6+. Homeland Security is 6+. We're loving that. So we get a -1 or a +1. -1. Yeah, you always want low numbers in this game. -1 if Homeland Security is the #1 POTUS cabinet focus. #1 focus is address domestic crisis. So it is not our #1 focus. All right, +1 if the target is a level 3 or 4 terror group. It is a level 1, so that's good. -1 for easier level new player play. We don't need no stinking options. New player options. Sorry, hold on. Note, there are 2 domestic raid results, blah, 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 blah. Use the media slant procedure resolved. All right, we'll get to that. So we're looking at a -1. Yep, -1. That is it. Alright. We're on a D10. Looking for that ultimate low number. -1. Oh, we're loving life. Alright. 2 or less. Major success. Decrease terror group by 2 levels. Oh man, that's all we do? So he's already at a 1. How could you reduce him 2 levels? +2 public approval. Can't get any higher. Survivors scatter. Move terror group to the gathering intel box in US track. -1 domestic crisis. So we're all good. He goes all the way down here to gathering, did it say? Gathering box. Decrease terror group by 2 levels. Well, it's 0. I mean, what are you going to do there? Does that take care of them? Yeah, I'm taking them off. I'm taking them off. Decrease them by 2 levels, leaves a 1. Let me check this out real quick and I'll be right back. I really don't say, but it says decrease them by 2 levels, so I'm getting rid of them. Terror group level 1 is gone. Major success for our die roll. That's the only thing I can really think of, to be honest with you. And I like to play the game fair, but I think that's pretty well what it is. All right, let me look and see. That is it for my last action. Because we were awarded one for legislative momentum. All right, all this goes back. We're going to move our little chit here to draw 1 chit. U.S. action, draw 1. What were we at here? We're over here. There you go. Moves from there to there. We will draw 1 chit from the Crisis Cup. Ouch. Here we go. And you can see here, though, there are some good times, chips. Although we probably drew it right no more, so we'll see what's up. All right, we got it. And what will be the result? Oh, this is not good. The horrible result. Oh, the worst result we could have. Draw 3 crisis cards. Man. Oh, here we go. U.S. action. Draw 1 chit. 3 crisis cards is where we at. We're going to call this a video because I forgot I had a bunch of videos on this game from previous days. So when we come back, we will be drawing from the crisis card deck. Don't go anywhere, and happy holidays. Enjoy your time off.